Yeah. My name is, like Gaspar said, Mitja. I'm sort of local, not really local, but Slovenian. So yeah. And like Gaspar already told you, I will try to show you how to improve your flying by analyzing your everyday flight. So either you are going on cross-country flying, and at the end of the day you just analyze how you flew, what did you do, what was wrong, what was okay, and what was really bad. Or you're on a competition flight, you can still do a lot of analysis. The big difference between cross-country flying and competition flying is that if you're going cross-country, there's usually not a lot of people you can ask for an advice or their opinion, what you did and what was okay and what was wrong. So the big advantage of competition flying is that once you land, hopefully in goal, you can always ask your friends or whoever was there in front of you what you did wrong, or what you could do better. But anyway, there are also a lot of there are also a lot of software solutions which are used to analyze your flights, and one of them is developed by Navitor. It's called CU. I don't know why, but it's CU. And it's really easy if my mouse would work, which it doesn't. Yes, it does. It's really easy to open a flight in that software because you simply click, drag and drop, and the flight is open. That's, by the way, a flight directly downloaded from OD4, meaning the task is already inside. So I just downloaded the flight from an OD device, opened it in CU software, and the task is already there. I don't have to manually type it in. I don't have to do the cylinders. I don't have to change the sizes. There's nothing I need to do. Everything is already there. So I can already start with the analysis. Before I continue, I obviously can zoom out. That's the task from the first task from Friday on LIAC. I can also go in 3D. Which hopefully improves the visibility. Okay, and one more thing is that I can also open the flight using satellite maps, which is for some people like it. I'm in favor not to do that because there's no additional data compared to satellite maps than vector maps. But okay, anyway, people like it, I don't. So that's one thing. The other thing is that obviously when you are analyzing, you want to, or you don't, maybe you don't want to, but usually it's better if you compare yourself against others who did better. And you can simply add flights in this software, which I think helps quite a lot. And so what I did is just added a new flight. And now the true analysis actually begins. Let's start by 2D. And there's one really, really important aspect of analyzing your flight on a competition day, which is obviously how far inside the turn point you go. Top competition pilots, I don't know if you knew that, but top competition pilots, so PVC pilots, Valic brothers, and stuff like that. they usually start turning before the cylinder. So like approximately 50 or 30 meters, they already start to turn. Why is that? Because then they only have 1 or 2 points inside the cylinder. So they don't make, 100 or 50 meters inside, but they only have 1 point or 2, and then they're back out, flying towards the second turn point. So if you open your flight and you see that you went far inside the point, means that you lost approximately 100 or 200 meters compared to your friends, which is obviously, it's not bad, but you could do it better. So that's something your flight analysis shows you. And be careful about that, because you will never win a competition like this, but you can simply lose it. It's the same thing happens here. Actually, something even worse happened, because this pilot obviously turned towards the turn point and thought, or maybe he started turning too soon. So that's the big trick. If you start turning before the cylinder, make sure you will go inside. Because what probably happened here is that the pilot started turning and found out that he missed the cylinder, so he had to go inside again and then flew towards the second turn point. It's a bit tricky, and to be careful if you start doing that. But it definitely pays off, but just be careful. That's about competition flying. By the way, if I press play, the pilots will start to move, but I assume you all knew that before, so I didn't show it. It doesn't really matter. Don't look at the red one, because that was me, and I will land in about 30 seconds. So let's stop while I'm still flying. Now I will open another flight, which is, I think, from today. Yeah, that's from today. And I want to show you. Let's ignore that this is a competition. It doesn't really matter. Let's assume that was a free flight. And one thing I really like about CU, and most of you probably will do, is that today online competitions are really popular, and you can upload your flights to all these in a matter of 2 clicks. So you don't have to open your browser and go to each online competition separately, but you can do it from one place in 2 minutes. So it saves a lot of time. But that's not really flight analysis. What's flight analysis is that you can this red line is my track log, and I can color it according to lots of different parameters. For example, if I want to see my highest point, which is colored in blue, my lowest point during the day is colored in red, you can obviously see that I was the highest right on the second turn point. So that's start of speed section, and then this is the second turn point. There, I think we all had a really strong thermal. At least I did, and we climbed up really high, because I think that was the strongest thermal of the day. Maybe not, but close to it. So we definitely used it, climbed really high, and then just moved on. Red line indicates I was low, obviously, because I was flying to goal. I can also use it. I can also use the vertical speed coloring. Again, blue shows me that I was flying in sinking area. Reddish color, orange, shows me that there was some lift. So while I was flying over this hill, there was some lift there, meaning I should also decrease my flying speed to gain height, but I didn't do that because I knew there's plenty of heights to come to goal. But normally that pays off. So slow down if you're in lifting air and speed up if you're in sinking air. There's many other things. I won't show you all of them. What's sometimes really interesting to see is also this graph here. At the moment, those dotted lines are cylinders, so that's takeoff, that's start of speed section, that's second turn point, and so on. And yeah, you can see how high I was during the day. Above ground level, pretty high. Could be lower, I think. No idea. Again, you can use. I can switch from altitude to vertical speed. There's some really good lift here. Yeah. And the most important page is absolutely this one. So statistics. So this flight. When you're analyzing your flight, you will probably spend most of the time on this page anyway. That's general information. I will not talk about it because it's boring. Declared task. Yeah, we all know what the task was. Okay. Then there's the flight statistics. This section is very important if you're flying, if you're cross-country flying or competition flying, especially if you're free flying. And it helped me improve my flying actually. Because there's one really important difference between competition and cross-country flying, which to me was that people somehow force you in which direction you have to turn before the race starts. I know that most of you here, at least I can say for myself, probably prefer turning in one direction than the other. Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah. Most of you probably prefer right. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. But that's a problem, isn't it? Because on competition, the organizers say, hey, today you have to turn left. And so you already started with a disadvantage before even taking off because you're not good in turning left. But there's a really simple way to improve that. And the first step is to actually realizing that you have a problem. And you can realize that by analyzing your free flights. So if you were just out there flying for 2-3 hours, open your flight in CU and look at this page. So today, for example, I used 46% of the time of my flying time circling, which is quite a lot, and that's due to my early takeoff. I took off like 1 hour 20 before the start of speed section. And as you can see, I spent 96% turning right. Yeah, what direction was today?
Right.
Yeah, that's exactly why. So 96% of the time I was turning right and the other 4% I turned left. Means once the race started, I wasn't really turning much. And if you see that kind of ratio on your free flight, not on a competition day, but on your free flight, then, my dear friend, you have a really big problem. Because that means that you're completely uncomfortable with turning left, which is not good. On a competition, if you really wanna make a result, you must be able to turn left and right equally good and feel equally good in both directions. That makes sense, doesn't it? So I can say for myself that when I was starting to compete, I very often looked at those two numbers after my free flying, and I must say it actually helped me a lot, because if the difference between them is big, then the next time you go, you just force yourself to turn left. So basically, you're training yourself. That was about circling. Then there's the other section, which is flying straight. On the first day, Jost had a presentation about flying a world record. His percentage here must have been quite a lot. So if you're trying to break a world record, distance world record, or speed world record, you must definitely spend most of the time flying straight and not so much circling. So yeah, if you were on a free flight and wanted to be really fast or cover really, really long distances, and if your ratio between circling and flying straight is like here 50-50, that probably means you could do a lot better. Ideally, there's no ideal ratio actually, but if you're trying to cover long distances, try to maximize your flying straight time. Then there's the wind section. This should show us wind direction during my flight. So above 2,100 meters, there was almost south wind. Then it's turned west on 2,800. Yeah, blah blah blah. I mean, you can see the arrows. I don't know if you all experienced that. Probably not, but yeah, that's what the software says. Then there's the Vario section. Looks like I had 4.3 lift. Honestly, I have no idea where, but okay. Yeah. On average, I was at 2,000 meters, which makes sense. So yeah, this is the statistics, and I think you can learn quite a lot of out of these numbers if only you take your time and do some flight analysis. Then there's also this software also enables you to plan your flight. You can simply upload waypoints in the software, and there they are. Those blue dots are now our waypoints, which we currently use in this competition. And we are here. I don't know if you see it, but you should see it now. Those falling blue lines, you see them, right?
See the rain?
Yeah, that's not the rain. That's the wind direction provided by Top Meteo. For today at 8 p.m. Yeah, which was an hour ago. So what I'm trying to say is that this software actually enables you to plan your flights or to make a task by implementing and also you can see the weather, so you can actually estimate if the flight or if the task is really flyable. There are two meteo providers. One of them is Top Meteo and the other one is SkySight. I don't know the difference, but some prefer Top Meteo, others prefer SkySight. Doesn't really matter. But it's a really nice feature because you can clearly see how the wind is blowing. This is, by the way, at 4,000 meters, so that's why the direction is the same everywhere. It really makes it easier to optimize a task. And it's also really simple to make a task because all you have to do is press here and then you just connect waypoints and hope this doesn't happen, what just did. Ignore that part, but doesn't matter. So you can create a task, save it. Means you can actually create a task that would be a world record or a world record FIE triangle, doesn't matter. You can save it and the software will later inform you or actually give you a warning when that flight is actually possible according to weather prediction. So if you save your flight and one step Top Meteo or SkySight say, hey, this flight is actually possible, the wind direction is perfect, there will be sun, there will be no clouds, CU will give you a warning, be careful in the next, 2 or 3 days, this task might be possible to fly. Which is, again, a really good feature. And that's more or less all I wanted to say, unless there are some questions. Thank God, no. Okay. So, thank you.